In this problem, we're going to do polynomial long division. So we're asked to divide the polynomial 3r squared minus 3r cubed minus 18r squared minus 79r minus 18, all divided by r minus 9. So one way to do this problem is something called polynomial long division. And we're literally going to write this out like we would a long division problem with the r minus 9 out here. And then inside here we're going to have 3r cubed minus 18r squared minus 79r minus 18. Alright, so now to get started, what we need to do is figure out what multiplies with r to give you 3r cubed. I'm just going to ignore the minus 9 for right now. I'm just figuring what times r gives me 3r to the third. And the answer to that is 3r squared. So I'm going to write that up here above the other r squared term. And like regular long division now, I'm going to take what I wrote up here, 3r squared, and I'm going to multiply it by whatever I'm dividing by, the r minus 9. So I'm going to do 3r squared times r minus 9, and I'm going to write it under here. So 3r squared times r is 3r cubed. And 3r squared times 9, or negative 9, bring down the minus with you, is minus 27r squared. So now, like regular long division, we're going to subtract these. And I am going to get a different color to really highlight the fact that when we're subtracting these, we need to subtract both terms. Okay, so we're going to do 3r to the third minus 3r to the third, that's nothing. Now that should always happen in that first term when you're subtracting because you chose the 3r squared because it multiplied with the r to give the 3r cubed. So this should be a 3r cubed, which would make them subtract to be nothing. Now I'm going to do negative 18 minus negative 27. So negative 18 plus 27, and that would be 9r squared. Okay, now we bring down the next term, which is negative 79r. And we repeat the process. Okay, so what times r, I'm just focusing again on the r here, not the minus 9. What times r gives me the 9r squared? So that would be 9r. That's the next thing I'm going to put up here. Positive, oops, I want black. Positive 9r, black. Okay, this should work. Positive 9r. So now I'm going to take 9r and times it by r minus 9 and write it underneath here. 9r times r is 9r squared. Good, that should match. And 9r times minus 9 is minus 81r. Now I'm going to subtract that whole binomial from the other binomial. The 9r squareds are going to make 0. And then I have negative 79r minus a negative, so plus 81, which gives me 2r. And the last term comes down, minus 18. Repeat the process. What times r is 2r? Well, that's 2. Okay, so now I do 2 times r is 2r. 2 times 9, negative 9, is negative 18. I subtract. And this one is not going to have any remainder. Remainder 0. Okay? So the answer to this division problem is 3r squared plus 9r plus 2. Now you could check this like any other division problem. I mean, if I told you 18 divided by 3 equals 6, that implies that 6 times 3 would have to equal 18. Right? That's a property of division and multiplication. So what this implies, let's see if I can write this. Let's write it over here. What this division answer implies is that if I took 3r squared plus 9r plus 2 and multiplied it by the r minus 9, I should end up with what's in the numerator right there. Let's just do that. Let's just check it. This is how you could actually check your answer. Alright, so 3r squared times r is 3r cubed. 3r squared times 9 is minus 27r squared. 9r times r, I'm going to write it underneath here, is positive 9r squared. 9r times negative 9 is negative 81r. 2 times r is 2r. And 2 times 9 with a negative 9 is negative 18. Add up all these terms. I have a 3r squared. Negative 27 plus 9 is negative 18r squared. Negative 81 plus 2 is negative 79r. Bring down that. And if we did it right, it should match the numerator up here. All right, we did it. Cool. Okay, so that is the answer to my long division problem, which basically tells you that this polynomial is factorable into these two things. If there was a remainder, like if the remainder came out to be, if you're doing the problem, let me write it over here. If you're doing r divided by 9, and you do the whole problem like this, and say you get all the way to the end and there's a remainder 2, then whatever your answer is here, you add this 2 over r minus 9. Okay? And that's how you'd write that remainder. All right, I hope that helps.